really good play by Everton. Quick ball down. Ashley Young passes it to Jack Harrison. Harrison goes down the line and cuts back on his left foot. Puts a really good ball. Well dealt with by Konate. I'd like to see Calvert-Lewin get across him if he can.
Preston 1, Millwall 0, live on Talksport 2 in the Championship. Corner in front of the Kop to be taken by McNeil. Left-footed, right under the goalkeeper. It's towards the back post and he fumbled with it. He dropped inside the 6-yard box and it's helped away by Dye. Back in it goes from Ashley. The flick on by Tarkovsky. No offside flag. Cleared away by Szoboszlai. Taken in by Salah. Moved forward towards the left. Diaz with Szoboszlai joining on the far side. It's played in towards the Hungarian.
Great tackle.
And Szoboszlai were caught in two minds. Who was going to go for it? Onana wasn't caught in two minds. He knew he was going to go straight out there and intercept, and that's exactly what he did, Kevin.
I'll tell you what, without Onana making that tackle, there was 3 Liverpool players who would have been one-on-one with Jordan Pickford. Something's not right. They've got to sort that out at the back because Liverpool breaks so quickly. But well done, Onana.
And that comes from an Everton attack. Liverpool break quickly, and then Liverpool getting so many men forward, and Everton aren't getting back defensively in numbers to see off the day. Luckily or not, I mean, it's great play in the end, but it's fortuitous in some respect, because I think the Liverpool players were going, after you, Clark, do you want it? Do I want it? No one was actually decisive enough to get onto the ball and go and get a 1v1 situation.
Well, there was an embarrassment of riches for
I agree with you. It's just, it's doing the right thing. The managers have gone to look. At the moment, Sean Dyche is well outside of his technical area. I mean, furious with some of his teammates, or his players out there, should I say, because they're not getting in the positions that he wants them to. Yellow card for Ashley Young. Sean Dyche was going absolutely balmy down in front of this. His challenge on Luis Diaz was late. It was nothing more than that. And it's the first yellow card of what is usually a spicy encounter. And remember, there have been 22 red cards in the Premier League era. That game that you played in, where you scored the goals here, there was 3 red cards. Sander Westerveld was one of them. Didn't someone have to go in goal? Or Steve Staunton had to go in goal?
When he kept a clean sheet, he did.
Here is Salah down the right-hand side, getting to the right wing position. Mykolenko goes out to left back and then tries to help it on, and fighting for it over on the side was Dominic Szoboszlai. Riche's out of play for a Everton throw-in the left full-back position.
Sean Dyche, Sam, you've got to say to yourself, we've got to be a lot tighter at the back, because Liverpool are getting too much opportunities from Everton attacks. Something's wrong.
Well, it's just maybe that they're overcommitting bodies, isn't it? Just a slight positioning tweak. If you just leave one extra body back on halfway line, that can't happen.
I think because where the chances have come from Liverpool, from Everton, then Liverpool won. They're all up from the back. Liverpool won the header and short defensively. But credit to Liverpool how they turn defence into attack in the pace that they do it.
Salah with a crossfield ball given to him by McAllister, tries to take on Mykolenko, who's got his number at this moment in time. And Salah actually, as Ray was saying, 20 minutes in, has had a very tricky start to the game. Doesn't mean he won't come up with a moment of magic. Still 0-0. Harrison's gone down after a challenge. The referee says a free kick on this near side, and Liverpool fans aren't happy about it. It's been 1 or 2 stoppages in the last few minutes here. 0-0, Talksport with Newcastle Palace to come. Preston leading Millwall by a goal to 0 in the WSL. Aston Villa 1-0 up against Tottenham Hotspur. The before kick-off here. Look, it should have been even louder actually. The upper tier of the Anfield Road end should have been open today, but isn't. It's been delayed. HS2 delayed, more sort of anti-West Coast delayed. It'll get there in the end, but you just don't know when. But it looks like it's going to be a rather impressive structure when it is eventually finished. The Everton fans in that stand watching on as they produce another free kick. This is from deep and towards the edge of the area. It's swung in towards Tarkovsky. Goalkeeper's come and claimed brilliantly. Big, tall goalkeeper Allison, but his hand reached into the air and grabbed the ball and bowled out to Alexander-Arnold, and off they go again. Diaz right side, trying to get the better of Mykolenko, who's done well again to come away with the ball. Diaz has robbed it back, and now Liverpool have possession midway inside the Everton half. He moves up to sort of the midway point of the half of Gravenberch before giving it back to McAllister. Hesitates, plays it wide, in from the right, where it's collected by Alexander-Arnold, and then Szoboszlai, and Liverpool had possession again. But another one of those breaks came very quickly after an Everton set piece.
It really did. And again, I think Liverpool could do a little bit better. I think with a final pass into one of the front men, we've seen what they can do when they do get it into the front men, shifting it quick.
Jota skipping past two challenges, and then the third brings him to the floor.
Good play.
Tarkowski with the nudge on the edge of the penalty area inside the D. And that will be a free kick to Liverpool.
That's the quality, isn't it, where Liverpool have got. Jota picked the ball up, very decisive in what he wanted to do since he starts running at the Everton back line, and Tarkowski knows he's beaten for pace, just sticks out his boot to bring down the Liverpool player. Slightly surprised he didn't get a yellow card for that, because he knew exactly what he was doing there, Tarkowski.
Absolutely.
But also, I mean, you're 21 yards out, Mo Salah, and obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold will be the two players that you'd be looking at, one with the left foot, one with the right foot, to I'll try and shift it. Okay, what would you think? Because the wall, it's a big wall, it's a tall wall, you're not going to go through it. Just shift it to one side or the other, and it may be easier to get a strike goal.
I think Szoboszlai likes the look of it as well, if I'm honest, because he's involved with Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is worrying time for Everton.
Well, Liverpool have stolen a few yards back, if that makes any sense, because the offence actually took place right on the edge of the penalty area, about half a yard outside it. They've gone back to the edge of the D here, so they've created a little bit of distance to try and get the ball up and over the wall and back down again to trouble Pickford. Alexander-Arnold, Szoboszlai and Salah all involved, and it looks as if it's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold who's going to step up right-footed here. Now the referee standing 10 yards behind the ball. There's a six-man blue wall. It's going to be Alexander-Arnold who hits it right into the middle of the wall after a touch from Salah. Sent it back to him, as Ray suggested they might. But by the time you've done that, the wall got a chance to break.
Yeah, well on the ball though, because it did what they had to do. They stood up nice and strong, got the body in the way of the strike. I suggested shifting it just to try to take the wall out a bit, but then soon moves, you have to react to it, and that's exactly what Everton did there, and they were nice and strong defensively. But worrying times, you know, allowing Liverpool situations like this where the midfielders are getting on the ball then and just spraying behind the back line of Everton.
Yes, on the left to try to juggle with Ashley Young. Ashley Young is wrestling with him, a little nibble at him as well, but Diaz kept hold of it. Szoboszlai spotted the run over on the far side of Alexander-Arnold, and McNeil just has to intervene to nudge it beyond the England man and out of play over on the far side and away for a corner. The score's Liverpool 0, Everton 0 on TalkSport with Super 6. Predict 6 correct scores from this weekend and you'll have the ability to win £250,000 without spending a penny. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Tsimikas gets it back to Virgil van Dijk. Now on to Konate. Everton warming up a couple of substitutes down in front of us. Still Sean Dyche stalks the technical area in front of the dugouts, just in a white crisp shirt, well starched, and with his black armband on his left arm today, appealing for every decision. Gravenberch gets back to his feet after initially thinking he'd been fouled, wins the ball, plays it left onto Jota. Jota moves towards the edge of the penalty area, attacking the goal away to our left. Everton trying to get back into some sort of shape to prevent them from finding a gap. That's one thing Everton are quite good at. When Liverpool have got the ball, Everton can get into their shape. Their biggest problems have come when it's Everton who are on the attack, and Liverpool have been very quick to pounce on the counter. 25 gone. Konate spotting the space of Salah, but going infield to Alexander-Arnold. There's a little bit of frustration from the Liverpool midfield. That ball wasn't moved a little bit quicker. McAllister whips it round the corner, finds Salah now, taking on Mykolenko, who times his intervention brilliantly again.
Yeah, well, listen, he shouldn't have been able to get his, the challenge in there, because it all came down to Mo Salah's touch. It was really poor. Not started as sharp as he had in previous games for Liverpool. Just looks off the pace at the moment. I wonder if the manager has been assessing that in his technical area. But he's such a pivotal player who can score at any time.
Good touch by Calvert-Lewin to win the ball back, and then from inside his own half, Onana thought he'd spotted Alisson off his line.
He was,
but he just couldn't execute it at all well. He ended up hitting it as a daisy cutter.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he actually apologised to his teammates because it was nowhere near the goal. But he seemed there, he had the ability there to see that Alisson was off his line.
Diaz down the left-hand side, trying to get in behind again. He goes on the outside of Ashley Young, then comes on the inside, makes room for the cross, right-footed into the edge of the 6-yard box. He's never going to get there, Jota, but Salah's won it back again, right side of the area, into the box, left-footed, tries to curl one towards the far corner. It's over the top of the crossbar.
That's what you can offer you, Mo Salah. I thought it was a foul. I've got to be honest with you, I thought it was just a coming together between McNeil, who looked like he was pushed over, when eventually come to Mo Salah on his left foot, tried to curl it into the far post. You can see the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, he knows he's beaten, but it's just too much height on the attempt, which took over the crossbar. Very good effort though, very good effort by Salah. He wanted it, didn't he? He wanted it more than McNeil, used his strength and got hold of it.
150th Liverpool appearance at Anfield, 103 goals so far. He's scored 5 in 9 Merseyside derbies, and he's been pretty close to doing so on that occasion. Burke trying to get out towards this near side. It's going to run off the pitch, and it goes out for a throw-in on this near side. I think Liverpool probably had carried the more threat, but Everton will be pleased that it's still 0-0.
Yeah, I think Sean Dyche would be a bit worried, obviously, when Everton attack and Liverpool get through. But 0-0, Jordan Pickford hasn't had a save to make. I think he would take that if you asked him. You
would expect Liverpool to score here. They always score here, and you can understand why with the firepower. Salah, Diaz, Jota, Nunez on the bench. That's why they've only found a score in one match here in 2023. That was back in January. Doucouré trying to send it round the corner, looking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's overhit and goes out of play.
Well, at the moment, Everton just can't control the ball for long enough periods to keep Liverpool at bay. Although Liverpool haven't created as many chances, they look threatening. You know, you get the feeling, and Kevin will tell you, you're watching games, you've played in games, you get the feeling we're not too far away, that moment's going to come soon. And Everton have got to be much more disciplined all over the park. You know, when they're like McNeil here, Szoboszlai goes wide when Alexander-Arnold comes into a more central position. He's just trying to hold his position, and it just looks like they're struggling. If you see, Liverpool always got an extra, looks like they've got an extra man. Why is that? Because it's 10v10 out there, and that's where the Sean Dyche should be looking at. Why are they getting a lot of the ball, particularly in the midfield areas, under no real pressure at all?
29 gone, 0-0. And Liverpool on the attack again. Ball overhit by Virgil van Dijk. Sometimes it does take you a little bit longer to warm up after an international break, and an early kick-off on a day like this sometimes does just take a few extra minutes to get that engine warmed up properly.
Sammy, if you look at the way Liverpool's playing, Liverpool's smart. They're going to utilise that longer ball over the back of Everton's defence when Liverpool have it at the back. So what do Everton need to do? It's either you go and press the ball, or you go a little bit deeper to negate that and let them have to play in front of you.
Doucouré trying to press Konate, but Konate manages to work his way round that. It's given away by McAllister, and Calvert-Lewin just couldn't take it in, and it was Virgil van Dijk who stepped in and got it away, but it quickly comes back on the halfway. Tarkowski thought he was going to be able to play on there and look for Doucouré, but Gravenbach has already been given a free kick just short of the halfway line. And I think there's consternation amongst the Everton support. Now Sean Dyche is turning round to the fourth official, who is Tom Bramall, saying, excuse me, any chance of a sort of explanation as to why that was the case?
I think Garner went in for the challenge, didn't he, on Gravenberch, and referee looked like he was waiting to see if there was any advantage to Liverpool, and nothing came of it. He was a little bit slow in giving the decision, which I think infuriated both sets of supporters.
James Garner, who's Birkenhead born. It's his first taste of a Merseyside derby. He was at Manchester United as a youngster, and he played a handful of games for them, went off to Nottingham Forest, did very well in the Championship for them, and transferred to Everton, and is starting to find his place in the team now, James Garner.
Good player, good young player, got very good vision, very smart guy, but again, these are the games where you make your name.
Ashley Young, right side. Oh dear, miscontrolled it, and it goes straight out of play on this near side and away for a Liverpool throw. Second oldest player to have appeared in the Premier League this season. And he just looked a little bit out of sorts there as he tried to control it. Age catches up with us all, you know. Here is Alexander Arnold out towards the left-hand side. Played in towards Gravenberch, and then across comes Tarkowski and nudges him off the ball. And Tarkowski's definitely getting a yellow because actually he deserved it for the free kick on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, that was the second challenge, poor challenge that he gave away. I mean, he was committed to go and try and win it, but he was nowhere near. It was a lovely turn from Gravenberch to get away from him, and it was he stopped a Liverpool attack where they had numbers in the advanced position.
And that is the definition of a yellow card. So he's in the book, and he's got to be a little bit careful now. That side of the pitch in particular, because Young and Tarkowski together have both been entered into the referee's notebook, Kevin.
Yeah, it's a worry. Everton just seem to be getting there just a yard off, and Liverpool seem to be a little bit sharper. But here's a break.
Here's a break. The ball away, and Calvert-Lewin is leading the attack. He's moved it out wide towards the left. In fact, he's kept hold of it for too long there. It looks as if he's passed it into McNeil. It wasn't crisp enough, and he ended up with the ball at his feet for a second time. Then ran down a cul-de-sac, and Liverpool looked to try and expose him on the counter. They've done well here with Mikalenko and with Garner, although Mikalenko's picked up a head injury as he tried to scupper Liverpool coming forward.
Yeah, I think it was Jota that ran into him. I'm not sure there was too much on it.
In the last few minutes, Ray, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's been a few
out of the game.
Yeah, a few challenges. But listen, this will help Everton more than Liverpool. Liverpool want to keep the pace of the game up. Everton will try to slow things down. Sean Dyche will try to get some pointers out to his players in positions that they want them to take up. But Jota done really well initially. Played a little ball. I'm not sure there was a great deal in it. I think he just
I wonder whether or not he's actually pulled something.
Yeah, because it didn't look there was much in the challenge from Jota.
Well, he's got back to his feet again, Mikalenko, but it looks as if his calf popped at that moment.
Yes, he felt something, didn't he?
You would know if you'd done your calf or your hamstring. You wouldn't be running around.
Or his ankle. I think maybe
something happened though.
Yeah.
He's hobbling over on that far side.
If it was a calf, he'd be off.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So maybe it was just a tweak in his ankle, and we see how he goes.
Well, you don't want to have any sort of ailment when you're up against Mo Salah. He seems to be moving okay at this moment in time. Salah's got the ball away by Mikalenko, comes back towards McAllister, who shoots, spilt by Pickford. And the shot was from 35 yards from McAllister. It would have to be something impressive, and it's spilt by Pickford and cleared away. The ball cleared up over on the halfway line, and it's out towards this near side, the left, and then Harrison looks for Doucouré, who's going down the right. He tries to weave in between two players, and then he's got some space for McNeil, but again they just don't hand the ball off quick enough. Everton runs into traffic, loses the ball, and now Liverpool come up the other end. That was a good opportunity for Everton. They didn't make the most of it.
Got to use it quicker. Got to use it quicker. You're in a good position, edge of the box. Give it to Calvert-Lewin and get around him.
Mikalenko, he's headed the ball back to his goalkeeper, and his goalkeeper wasn't expecting it, and he almost sent it wide to his right and into his own net, but Pickford adjusted his position.
Yeah, well, listen, well done, Mikalenko. He got good covering position in the left full-back position there, and then it was a confident header back to Pickford. It looked from our position that Pickford had gone a little bit too far out of his goal, but obviously from that, the angle he was at, he was absolutely perfect.
Van Dijk getting shut down by Harrison, almost giving the ball away. It's been a bit scrappy in the last 10 minutes or so. We've got 10 minutes before half-time. Jurgen Klopp standing on the edge of the technical area, arms behind his back. He's looking at its rebuilt midfield, where Szoboszlai has shone. Here's Jota trying to get in ahead of Tarkowski, who's going to get there first and nudge it back to Pickford, and just wouldn't bounce for him.
Kev, why is it every time Liverpool play the ball over the back line of Everton, it looks like there's problems for them?
Because Liverpool, one, it's a good ball over the top, and two, Liverpool have the pace to really ask questions on Everton's back four.
Here is Jota back out wide towards the left, and it's on to Tsimikas, back into Jota again, edge of the penalty area, plays it in towards Diaz, but cut out by Branthwaite. Well won by McAllister, kept hold of by Szoboszlai. Alexander Arnold trying to keep hold of it despite the presence of McNeil, who's driven him to halfway. It's back to Alisson, they've kept possession of the ball. Goalless on talk, on Newcastle Palace is on 2, and we're round the grounds with Adrian Durham. Sheffield United against Manchester United follows on from the full-time phone-in tonight at 5:30 with Jamie O'Hara and Gabby Agbonlahor. The Sunday session tomorrow brings you all the goals as they go in from the Premier League, the Championship, and from the WSL and Scotland too. We'll keep you in touch with everything tomorrow. Monday night football comes from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've got the Fulham game, and then on Tuesday night we've got Champions League action for you from Andalusia. Sevilla take on Arsenal. Here is McAllister deep inside his own half. Liverpool trying to come up with a spark. They've only had 1 or 2 half chances so far in the game. Nothing that Pickford's had to really stop. Out on the left it's with Luis Diaz, who goes on the outside of Ashley Young, then tries to come back again, keeps going. Young's brought him down, and Young's already been booked.
He might be off here. He might be off here. He's on a yellow card. He's completely mistimed it. He's got the play. He's not got anything on the ball. Big call for the referee.
Well, the referee really would be giving a yellow card in these circumstances. He is going to give a yellow card in this circumstance. And for the 23rd time in the Premier League era, a player is sent off in the Merseyside derby. It's the oldest and most experienced head of them all. At the age of 38 years and 90 days, Ashley Young dismissed for 2 bookable offences inside the first half.
I think the referee has put himself in such a difficult position, especially with the first booking, because the first booking I didn't think was a booking, if I'm honest with you.
I agree.
So once he's booked, you've mentioned it on the right hand side, the right hand side's going to be in problems, and Ashley Young, Diaz is going to go at him, and unfortunately he mistimes his second tackle.
Kev, if you're on a yellow card, you can't afford to go for challenges like that. You've just got to stick with Diaz as best you can. Stand up, force him down the line, but you can't go in and make the challenge like that, because you leave yourself open to the referee making the decision on you. I don't think you had any other choice there but to show him the second yellow, which I read, and he had to go off. Now, if it was difficult for Everton with 11, even more difficult with 10.
10 players for Everton against 11 of Liverpool, who want to go back to the top of the Premier League. A 2-goal victory will allow them to do that. They have a free kick. Szoboszlai to take it. It's heavy. It's floated towards Trent Alexander-Arnold, who keeps it alive and takes it down to the byline. Sends it into the centre. It's spooned behind by Mikalenko. It's out for a corner. And they were stretching there, Liverpool, to keep that in play, and Alexander-Arnold made the best of it.
He did. And you know, I look at this Everton side, and could this ever be the best thing to happen to them? Because now, Ray, they don't have to come out. They can just sit in there nice and tight.
Here's the
corner.
But
what they've got to do, not concede.
Towards Van Dijk, he heads the ball against the defender. It goes out and away for another corner kick. It spoons over the top of the crossbar.
Just listen to the noise in the stadium now. The real belief from the Liverpool supporters that they're going to win this game. They just have to keep their patience. You know, they work the ball from one side of the pitch to the other, keep control in the midfield area, and I'm sure there'll be opportunities for them.
Got to get to half time.
Tsimikas to take it.
Level.
We've got 7 minutes before then. Tsimikas, the Greek, spins the ball towards the penalty spot. It's away by Onana, comes back towards Alexander-Arnold, who hits it from 25 yards out on the volley, and it went shooting towards Pickford's goal, flying through the air. And Pickford was grateful to see it go just narrowly over the top of the crossbar.
Brilliant technique, isn't it? I'm not sure, did Calvin look a little touch on the way through there? Hard to see from there. But he got his body on the line of the strike anyway from Alexander-Arnold. But the technique's brilliant. The power he got on it was absolutely incredible. But it was straight down the middle, and even if it was on target, you still expect Pickford to make the save.
Great technique from Trent Alexander-Arnold. We were talking in the week actually on the White and Jordan show with Danny Murphy about England's midfield makeup, and it was a suggestion from Martin Keown, who actually sort of texted me and said, you know, Trent Alexander-Arnold going in there alongside Declan Rice, that might well be something that Gareth looks at in the future on a more regular basis. Here's Doucouré sending the ball infield towards McNeil. He turns and spins and tries to get it away. He shoots from distance, and it's only just over the top. But it's over the top, I think, because Alisson got a little fingertip save on it. It was, 25 yards from goal when he took it into his body, turned very quickly, swiveled and then hit the ball left-footed towards goal, and it went just narrowly over the top. It's a corner to Everton.
Yeah, took an early deflection, but that was Doucouré using the ball a lot quicker, wasn't it? Getting the ball down, passing it into McNeil, and McNeil, good turn, good shot, deflection. Another opportunity for Everton right
Decision making, isn't it? When you pass the ball quick, it's all about your decisions. You know, holding on to the ball too long.
McNeil's delivery is deep towards the far post, plucked out of the sky by a confident Alisson, whose distribution was hampered by Doucouré, but Liverpool have been allowed to continue because they're moving fast through the middle of the pitch, and it's played forward by Tsimikas. It was a poor ball by him, cut out by Tarkowski and cleared away by Everton. And Doucouré has it, charged down by McAllister, not once but twice. The ball ricochets to Salah, Alexander-Arnold to Jota, back out to Salah, far side, the Liverpool right, into the area now, onto Szoboszlai, who pokes it forward, it hits James Tarkowski in the midriff. The referee has allowed play on, Szoboszlai's got it again, he's poked it wide towards the right, into the 6-yard box. No one there to finish it.
What a ball. That's got goal written all over it. I don't think you can ask any more from Alexander-Arnold. He's put it into the perfect area, right across the 6-yard box. You had Salah in there, you had Jota in there, Gravenberch coming in the back post, Diaz, and not one of them could actually get a touch on it. That should have been 1-0.
Well defended by Everton and the 10 men. Liverpool asking a lot of questions, but they're hanging in there.
James Tarkowski took one in the crown jewels and has slowly but surely got to his feet. It took him out of that passage of play, actually. Scores Liverpool 0, Everton 0 on TalkSport with Now. And don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Chelsea, Arsenal tonight and Sheffield United, Man United tonight. Live $11.99, no contract search. Now Sports. It's Liverpool 0, Everton 0 in the Merseyside derby. It's 1-1 now in the Championship. Millwall have equalised, and that's over on TalkSport 2. And later on we've got Newcastle Palace and Sheffield United, Manchester United to come from the Premier League, only here on TalkSport. What a super Saturday it is. Here is Diaz down the right side, looking to Salah. Oh, it's a poor ball. Cut out by Mykolenko on the edge, left edge of the area. Funnels it forward. No one really to latch onto it. Just imagine how tiring it's going to be for Everton to go as long as they're going to have to, playing with 10 players after the sending off of Ashley Young for 2 bookable offences. Here's Gravenberch in the left corridor, plays it out towards the near side, and Tsimikas, his ball headed down by Diaz, kept alive by Jota, who sensibly wins the corner off Ghana, and it's another set piece for this Liverpool attack.
They're so close at the moment, Liverpool. The only thing missing, maybe the final ball, hasn't been quite there, not made the right decision in the final third, but they're looking more dangerous, which to me is just a matter of time before they get the opening goal in this game.
Tsimikas to take the corner kick from this near side. There's a clutch of 6 Liverpool red shirts in the penalty area, 3 lurking on the edge. Tsimikas' ball is aimed towards Diaz. It takes a flick off him, and then when it's controlled by Onana and cleared away, there's an accusation of handball. We'll go back to that in just a second as Szoboszlai and Tsimikas combine down the left, and Tsimikas is steaming into the area. His left-footed ball into the box, misses Jota, and he's headed away by Onana, and it's out for another corner. Kevin Campbell.
Liverpool are utilising the spare man. It was a 2v1 Wade. Tsimikas gets a ball in, and Everton are dealing with these crosses in the box well. They have to keep it going, get to half-time.
Alexander-Arnold from distance, cracks one down the middle of the pitch. It bounces off Mykolenko and goes out for a throw-in.
Everton have to get to half-time and just regroup. I think that's really important for them right now.
1 minute to go before we've played 45. Live on TalkSport with Kevin Campbell and Ray Houghton live at Anfield. The ball is with Gravenberch for Liverpool, who have a man advantage, but it's still level on the scoreboard. And here comes Szoboszlai trying one from distance. He tried to dig that out, and he was never going to really test the goalkeeper from that sort
Once
of
again,
range.
Sam, it's just that final delivery and just decision making. That was never on to do that. He had options to his right hand side. Just got to keep your patience, keep working the ball and waiting for the openings. When you do that, you will get more chances. Everton, to their credit though, they're throwing bodies in the way of the strikes that are coming in. They're doing that extremely well. Mykolenko's done that on 3 or 4 occasions, same with Tarkowski and Branthwaite. That's been very, very good. I feel sorry for the lad Garner. He's a winger stroke midfielder, and he's actually filling that right back position at the moment.
Well, I think, if I'm right, he has played there before, actually.
Yes,
James Garner. Here is Onana. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. You just wonder whether or not Liverpool would have been ahead if they were playing a centre forward in the mould of Nunez or Kevin Campbell, or maybe Ali McCoist, who's back on breakfast with Andy Townsend this Monday from 6 o'clock. They're going to be joined by the England and Brighton central defender Lewis Dunk from 6 o'clock on Monday morning. Give it a listen when you wake up. 2 minutes of added time. Ghana forward. Down the right side of the Everton attack, Doucouré trying to get beyond Van Dijk. It's whacked away by Tsimikas, and then it drops for Branthwaite, who finds Onana, and then it's back to Pickford away to our left.
Everton, it's crazy to even say this, Sam, but Everton have played a lot better since they've been down to 10 men.
Calvert-Lewin getting in behind, chesting the ball down away from Van Dijk, but couldn't get control of the ball, and Alisson just gobbled it up and bowled it out. That was a little bit nervy for Liverpool. They're travelling with the ball well, but not rushing it, and there's a little bit of frustration as Szoboszlai wants more movement, gets his right ball and shoots from 20 yards, maybe further than that. 25, and it moved and dipped in the air, but again it was narrowly off target, Ray Houghton.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's hit it plenty of power, but just got underneath it, which took it over the crossbar. I'd rather you hit the target, because we've seen one earlier which was spilt by Pickford. You know, the ball was straight at him and he spilt it, and he was quick enough to get up and get the ball at the second attempt. But if you hit it over the bar, you're never going to score. Hit the target, ask questions of the goalkeeper.
I think if Everton lets Szoboszlai shoot like that, they're going to come unstuck, because he will find a top corner or bottom corner at one stage.
Well, Liverpool have given goals away too often, but they haven't given away too many chances in this game. Scoring them has been something that's happened regularly for fun, but they haven't tested Pickford anywhere near the opening 45 minutes. And Everton are down to 10 men and will dig in now and sit behind the ball, you would expect. Here's Jota trying to open them up. He weaves his way past three players, goes down inside the penalty area. The referee's glanced at by all, but he says play on, no penalty.
And the other thing with that, it was Tarkowski that made the challenge on him, and he's on a yellow card
right.
as well.
Ball on the right hand side in towards the near post, away by Branthwaite, and then, well, there's a few boos from the from the Everton fans at half-time for the referee, who blows the half-time whistle. A whistle that has gone with the scoreline still level pegging. Everton don't play very often, but they do cause them issues every now and again, and they haven't allowed them too many shots on goal. Jota and Doucouré and Craig Pawson are having a lengthy debate at half-time. Everton down to 10 men after the sending off of Ashley Young for 2 bookable offences. There haven't been too many highlights in front of goal, but certainly it's been a well-contested first 45 minutes. Liverpool 0, Everton 0.
Thank you, Sam Matavez. Yes, certainly very, very well contested indeed. A really entertaining watch for so many other reasons. Kevin Campbell and Ray Houghton, of course, alongside me. Kevin Campbell, every single Everton fan would have had their hearts in their mouths when Ashley Young went off. The most experienced head on that pitch, 39 years old, second bookable offence. But, interestingly, as you say, they went down to 10 men, but they've not lost their warrior spirit.
No, they haven't lost the warrior spirit. I think the referee left himself in such a difficult position, booking Ashley Young so early. I thought Diaz bought it a little bit, and he's brandished the yellow card. But Ashley Young, he's experienced, he knows what to do, he knows he's got to stay on his feet. He went in for the tackle, he was nowhere near the ball, left the referee with no choice but to send him off. But Everton, now they don't have to come out and express themselves too much. They can sit in and make life a little bit more difficult. I think Everton have been better with 10 men, which is crazy. But we have seen 10 men cause teams problems in the past, and Everton are doing that now.
Yeah, they are doing that. Ashley Young, incidentally, has been received a yellow card in 3 of his last 4 games for Everton, against Bournemouth, Brentford and Arsenal as well. So they have been causing problems, Ray Houghton. How are Liverpool going to deal with that?
Yeah, could I just quickly just comment on the Ashley Young yellow card? In games like this, referees sometimes want to put down a marker quite early on that they're in charge, and they give a yellow card and say, right lads, settle down. Unfortunately for Ashley, an experienced player that he is, once you're on the yellow card, Gresham, you can't make the second challenge. And his experience should have told
us, wasn't it?
It was, and maybe he was a little bit too eager to try and win the ball, and he was committed to the challenge, and he was a little bit late. Diaz was a little bit too quick for him, but you can clearly see that he never got anywhere near the ball, caught the player, and the referee had no other option, in my opinion, to show the second yellow, which is a red, and off he went. As for Liverpool, do you know what? The only thing missing from their game is a goal. I think the general play has been excellent. I think the transition from defence to attack is absolutely outstanding. It's the final ball, and that comes down to decision making. Players are picking out the wrong pass, or they're playing it to the wrong player, or taking a shot when they should be crossing it. And there's been other options where Alexander-Arnold put a ball across the 6-yard box. You're not going to get better than that. You need players fighting to get in front of their marker, to get across the defender to get that shot on target, not watching it and then going, oh, I should have been in there. That's reactionary. You want actionary players. You want people acting on it, seeing it, moving into positions where they should be. They didn't do that. I'm expecting Liverpool in the second half to dominate possession, but ultimately to create more chances, score goals. What Everton have got, as Kev said, they'll sit deep. They've got Calvert-Lewin, and his pace could prove a problem if Liverpool overcommit players forward. I still expect Liverpool to go on in the second half and win it comfortably, though.
They're on possession-wise, 73% for Liverpool, dominating it in that way. But it has to be said, Kevin, that Everton have defended really valiantly in this one. That no one is scared to make a tackle, maybe a bit rash, as we saw with Ashley Young, and he probably shouldn't have gone in so rash, which saw him eventually get that second yellow and get sent off. But they've been very, very good at defending. They are going in for it.
They are. They're committed to the cause. They know Liverpool, talent-wise, Liverpool probably got more than they have. But the only equaliser Everton will have is by putting their bodies on the line and committing to keeping that ball out of the net. We've seen them last-ditch tackles. Ashley Young made an absolute fantastic tackle earlier on in the first half. Unfortunately,
Onana as well.
Onana made an incredible tackle as well. But what they've got to do is they've got to stop those last-ditch tackles, because if they're going into last-ditch tackles, Liverpool will spring free at some stage. So well played by for Everton to commit, but they have to be a lot more solid.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, elsewhere in the Championship, it's Preston North End 1, Millwall 1, and the WSL, Aston Villa 1. Tottenham won. Rachel Daly for Villa again, but Tottenham have been able to equalise. So looking for a good point for them, of course. That one's at half-time. In the cricket, South Africa are 358 for 5 with 2.4 overs remaining against England in the Cricket World Cup. Here at Anfield, though, it is currently goalless, but it's been entertaining and incident-filled as well. Looking forward to the second half. That's up next.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Now. Stream all the Sky Sports action like Chelsea versus Arsenal live today for $11.99, no contract. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
The football season is well and truly underway with Betfair. And if you're looking to get involved in all the action, then look no further. At Betfair, we've made it faster and easier to build your ACCA this football season. Celebrate this weekend with a completely free ACCA or Bet Builder on football. Betfair.
Opt-in and previous deposit required. Max free bet varies from £1 to £10 per customer. Minimum odds of 1.5 on minimum one leg. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Sipping a morning coffee out on the terrace. Good morning, Mr. Squirrel.
Morning.
The kids building a treehouse in the garden.
I'm living my perfect childhood.
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
You'll only remember that sound if you're from the 90s, a time when the World Wide Web was still taking off. Dial-up was the thing, and McDonald's started cracking only free-range eggs, fresh every day, to use in all our McMuffins. It's just one of the little changes McDonald's have been constantly making to the way we source our food over the years. McDonald's. Change a little, change a lot.
Y'all ready for something new? Just eat. Oh, you was just burgers and fries. They got more flavors than you tasted or you heard in your life. Yummy. And it ain't only restaurants anymore. We can go bananas at the grocery store. I'm a bad girl, but my takeout better. What you need, dude? I could cop a taco platter. And my sushi train is on loop. When you're this slick, what you gon' do? Did somebody say just eat?
Running low on rule plugs? Going through cutting discs on the double? With Screwfix Trade Bulk Save, you can get up to 10% off the stuff you use the most. Buy more and save more on thousands of products. From everyday essentials like sealants to switches and sockets. And with Click and Collect, you can get what you need in as little as 1 minute. Shop now on the app at screwfix.com or in store. Screwfix, the choice of champions. T's and C's apply. Visit screwfix.com for full details.
Rodri to De Bruyne, flicked onto Walker. Goal! No one saw that coming.
Or as we say in Japan, no warutaka wa tsume o kakusu. The smart hawk hides its talents. For taste beyond expected, Asahi Super Dry, official beer partners of Manchester City. Enjoy responsibly. Visit drinkaware.co.uk.
Feel the passion and the pride of the Premier League.
Oh, it's a stunning goal!
Game day exclusive
on Talk Sport.
Hello there, it's half-time in the Merseyside derby, goalless between those two sides here at Anfield in the October sunshine. It really is a beautiful Saturday morning. I don't think anyone expected that at this time of year, but it is goalless. Everton, of course, down to 10 men as well. Ashley Young sent off for 2 yellow cards. Okay, just another update for you from the WSL, though. As we broke, we said it was 1-1. Actually, Tottenham have got their noses in front because in the 5th minute of added time, Ashley Neville, Tottenham's stalwart in the WSL, was able to put them in front. So it's currently Aston Villa 1, Tottenham 2. This is Game Day exclusive on Talk Sport, I should say, and we're going to continue to look ahead this weekend to the Premier League action with Super 6.
The TalkSport Match Predictor with Super 6. Play for free. Predict 6 correct scores for the chance to win £250,000. Get your entries in by 3 p.m. today with Super 6. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Each week we'll be discussing games that are featured within Super 6. For those of you that aren't familiar with Super 6, it is a free-to-play football game where you can win huge jackpots through your own knowledge. Simply predict 6 correct scores to win the jackpot. This week it's £250,000. And even if you don't manage to get 6 correct scores, there are more ways to win, with a guaranteed 5k up for grabs every single round if you get the most points, and plenty more. Ray Houghton, who is alongside me here, is going to run through the final 3 games on the list. We're going to start with our exclusive TalkSport 2 commentary match, Newcastle United against Crystal Palace. Ray.
Yeah, well, I watched Palace the other week against Nottingham Forest. Had really struggled to create any chances or score goals, and I think this season that's been a real concern for them. Scored 7, conceded 7. So they don't give away too much, but they don't score enough goals either. Newcastle just going to go from strength to strength. You know, there's been a change in personnel, 1 or 2 players out, some coming back from injury. There's problems maybe off the field, but I don't think that's going to be a problem today. I think they'll win this game by 2-0, but it'll be a tight affair because Palace are a good solid side. Roy gets his teams into a good shape that's really hard to break down, but I think Newcastle got the players to do it.
Okay, well, over 400,000 entrants agree with you, Ray. They're opting for a 2-0 win for Eddie Howe's side. Meanwhile, Manchester City host Brighton. What's your Super 6 prediction for that?
Do you know
one?
what? I love watching Brighton. They're one of my favourite teams. I think the coach there has done an incredible job. But City have lost the last 2 league games. Lost to Wolves and then lost to Arsenal. I don't see them losing 3. I think they'll be back to winning ways today. And I'm actually going to go City to win this by 3 goals to win to 1, because I think Brighton, if you can get after them, they're not the quickest at the back, and I think there's little gaps that you can play through, and particularly with the strikers and the attacking players that City have got, I think City will win this 3-1.
Yeah, if there's anyone who's going to get through the gaps, it's going to be Manchester City, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over 250,000 players are predicting a 3-1 win for Manchester City. So let's look at our last Super 6 game, Brentford against Burnley.
Yeah, I think both of them are struggling, aren't they? When I think you look at how many games that they've won this season, neither been actually convincing. If you look at Brentford, the last 5 games, 2 draws and 3 defeats, it hasn't been good at all. Obviously, Ivan Toney being out of the equation has really affected them. I don't think anyone would question that. Burnley, I really fear from this season. I think they play nice enough football. I don't think they're going to score enough goals, and ultimately they're losing too many games. Lost to Chelsea at home by 4-1. I think Brentford will probably win this, you know what, by the odd goal, but I don't really see a great deal between the 2 teams. I'll probably go 2-1 to Brentford.
Okay, well, over 250,000 players are also predicting that 2-1 scoreline, Ray. That's also in favour of Brentford. That is all thanks to Super 6. And don't forget, Super 6 has set up its very own TalkSport League. Sign up on the Super 6 website or app using the code TALKS6, that's TALKS6, where you can also win £100 for topping the league every single round. And remember, get those predictions in by 3 p.m. today. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
The TalkSport Match Predictor with Super 6. Play for free. Predict 6 correct scores for the chance to win £250,000. Get your entries in by 3 p.m. today with Super 6. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
OK, Adrian Durham will be here following this game, the Merseyside derby. He'll be stationed at the Vitality Stadium for Bournemouth against Wolves. Adrian, is it the Gary O'Neill derby? Is it too early to call it that?
No, it's an interesting return for Gary O'Neill. And interestingly enough, in the programme, it says Gary O'Neill is now with Wolves, getting results with his new team. But they're not getting here at Bournemouth. He's going to stroll in here, just like the fans will be all filling
Billy
the seats.
Big Man.
He'll stick his arms out wide and say, "Oh, see, you haven't won yet this season, right? Okay." See what happens when you lose me?
He's got every right to do that, because this revolution under Andoni Iraola, has not happened yet. He was brought here because of his brand of football, because of, this front foot play that you thought you would see from this Bournemouth side. We thought we'd see results by now, Adrian. It's a dire time for them. They're, just one off the bottom of the table.
Yeah, they've got this home game. Then next weekend they're at home to Burnley as well. So if they don't win any of those, they've got a Man City after that. And the next one they've got, so between now and the end of the November, they've got these 2 home games and away at Sheffield United. If they don't pick up a win in any of those 3 games, there's going to be some serious questions to be in the mix. I mean, I just heard Ray talking about Burnley there. You do fear for Burnley.
Yeah.
I think they're an infinitely better side than Bournemouth. Vincent Kompany's been with them a year. They should be better than Bournemouth, because Andoni Iraola is trying to get something going here. But I fear for Bournemouth as well. Big game, this one. They have to, Gary O'Neill can't be allowed to come back here and lord it over the manager who's taken over from him. So just started chucking it down with rain here, so no sunshine here. But a big day of football. Premier League is back. And by the way, whose idea was it to put a 38-year-old up against Luis Diaz? Unbelievable.
39, apparently.
Patterson's on the bench. I mean, what's going on?
What is going on here? We'll see what happens in due course. Absolutely. Adrian Durham, always great to talk to you. The players are out here on the pitch at Anfield ahead of this second half. It's currently goalless, of course, between the two sides. But, as Adrian mentioned, Ashley Young sent off in that first half, so Everton are down to 10 men. As if the Merseyside derby couldn't get any spicier. Let's hand you back to our commentary team. Ray Houghton is alongside Sam Matterface, as is Kevin Campbell. Sam, do go first.
The rain's got smaller, or he's not here, because he's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. He's here somewhere, but Kevin's here, which is good, and the Everton players have just come out for the second half as well. We'll just have a little glance down to see whether or not they are going to make any changes. And it does look as if they're going to bring on Patterson and
Keane, I think.
Michael Keane as well. What do you make of those 2 changes? It's who's coming off here? We can't see because of the sunshine, sadly. I think it might be Jack Harrison who's gone off, and the other one is McNeil. So the outlets that they have come off, and they've stiffened the defence. What do you make?
Yeah, I think it's a decent move. Freshen things up a little bit. Put some bodies on there that's got fresh legs and fresh mind, Sam. So that's what they're going to need. They're going to need people who can track runners and people who can actually make a difference in the opposition box if they ever get that opportunity as well. So a good move by Sean Dyche.
Well, you heard from Adrian Durham at half-time, and he was surprised that Ashley Young was in the team in the first place because of his age against someone of the sprightliness of Luis Diaz. We'll see how Nathan Patterson gets on against him. They've gone to a flat back 5, it looks like, at the start of the second half, with 3 in midfield and Calvert-Lewin up top. So Pickford in goal, a back 5 of Patterson, Keane, Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, Mikolenko, Garner, Doucouré and Onana supporting Calvert-Lewin in attack. We'll go to the Liverpool team who are attacking the Cop End in red shirts, red shorts and red socks in just a moment. We've played 30 seconds of the second half. Alexander-Arnold sprays the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Tsimikas on to Diaz. Diaz in towards Gravenberch, who gets there despite the fact that Doucouré stumbled slightly, and then it spills into the right full-back position and then is cleared. I'm delighted to say Ray Houghton is with us as well. Ray, is there any suggestion that maybe Ashley Young was harshly dealt with? First yellow card may have been dubious, but I suppose once you have received that yellow card, you have to be ultra cautious.
Yeah, I'll go back to what I said to Reshman at half-time. I think referees in games like this want to put down a marker quite early to show that he's in charge. So the first challenge that really was one for him to make a decision on, when Ashley Young came in and made the challenge on Diaz, and he mistimed it to give away the free kick. He got the yellow card for that, but after that, with his experience, Sam, he shouldn't be making the second one. I mean, you just got to slow the player down the line, make sure you stay in contact with him, but you don't have to make the challenge, and ultimately pay the price for it being sent off. And now all of a sudden you look at the tactics now in the formation of Everton. They're going to a back five. You've got three in midfield and one up front. To me, this is just, they're not going to try and win the game. They're just trying to keep it, hit the scoreline at 0-0 for as long as they can.
Is the 243rd League Merseyside derby. Recent visits have yielded very little for Everton. Richarlison and Sigurdsson scored on their only win in 26 trips across Stanley Park. Largely that walk across the park, the 12-minute stroll, has been a waste of time since Kevin Campbell starred in 1999. And can they hang on for a point here? That would be a big result for them. They are defending at the moment as Liverpool come forward. We're off to the cricket and John Norman in just a second. What's the latest, John?
Mumbai Mullering, Sam. When you were last with me at the start of the first half, David Miller's wicket saw South Africa in the 37th over 2-4-3 for 5, and then the carnage ensued. 150-run partnership for the 7th wicket in a blink of an eye. It means that England, to realistically stay in the competition, are going to have to score 400.
Okay, good luck with that. I was watching yesterday, I think it was Pakistan who were chasing Australia, trying to score about 385 to win that game. They didn't get nowhere near it. I doubt England are going to get anywhere near that today. Here's Konate, dead centre of the Everton half, worked out wide for Salah into Szoboszlai. That all-new Liverpool midfielder is experiencing the Merseyside derby for the first time. Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai. They've bossed it so far without creating big chances for Pickford to have to deal with. On to Trent Alexander-Arnold, finding Szoboszlai 10 yards from goal. His right-footed ball arcs through the penalty area, but it's going to be too much for Kostas Tsimikas to chase down, and it runs out of play down by the apex of the penalty area and the byline. And Jordan Pickford went running out of his goal to go and get the ball, knowing he wasn't going to get it, then wasted time away to our right-hand side.
With the opening few minutes of the second half, it's quite obvious Liverpool haven't worked out this formation that they're playing against and what we do against the back five. I've just watched Jurgen Klopp in his technical area try to have a word with Mo Salah. I think he wants him to hold his width a little bit more on this right-hand side to really stretch the opposition.
Well, they will have to come up with something, and when you're playing against tightly compact defence, then width is usually the way of doing so.
I'd bring on Nunez and put him up there alongside Josh. I don't think you need all the players back here now. You could bring off a midfielder or a defender, because Everton have got Calvert-Lewin up there. Decore's trying his best to make an extra man to help him out, but in general, they're just going to... It's a rearguard action from Everton to keep the scoreline at 0-0.
They need the one-man wrecking ball. On the left, Tsimikas delivers a cross into the box. Again, there's no one really to attack it, and that is a bit of a surprise, bearing in mind the advantage they've got in numbers. Konate's just dragged Onana to the floor. That's going to be a yellow card for him, the first of the game for a Liverpool player.
Yeah, did you see the reaction of the Evertonians to our left? About time, I think they were shouting there. Yeah, and then... You can see there quite clearly Konate just caught out there with Onana. Nice piece of skill to take it away from the Liverpool defender.
Of course, for many years this was called the friendly derby. Not too sure about that.
Never remember. It was the only thing friendly when fans would come together to the match, but that was about it.
They used to be able to sit together many years ago as a stoppage is put in place because of a head collision involving Konate on the edge of the penalty area. It hasn't been like that for a little while. I think it's probably because so many families are split red and blue, mums and dads, different family ties.
Kev, did you always find it fearsome, these derby matches?
It was friendly when you saw them going to the game, but the game was always ferocious. No. Out on the pitch, it's always ferocious.
And both sets of supporters, they're desperate for their team to win today.
Yeah, it's not been cordial on the pitch, that's for sure. And we've already lost a player to a red card in the fixture that has had more red cards than any other, by I think about 6 now. Here is Szoboszlai, out left-hand side, collected by Tsimikas, moving towards the edge of the area. It's away by Decore. and then it's collected by Allison up on the halfway line. He's got bored, so he's come up to the edge of the centre circle to get involved. He sprayed the ball to Van Dijk, who's released. Jota moving on the edge of the box, plays the ball behind. Diaz comes to Salah, who shoots. Brilliant block. Back to Jota inside the area. It falls to Gravenberg. It's blocked by the defender on the edge of the 6-yard box, Tarkovsky.
Great defending.
And it's out for a corner kick.
Great defending there by Everton. Put bodies on the line. I mean, it was a really couple of good opportunities for Liverpool, but Everton matched the shots.
Brilliant from Tarkovsky twice, because Branthwaite lost his footing and that gave the chance for Salah, but he just threw his body in the line of the strike. Not once, but twice.
Here is the corner over on the far side, in towards the near post. It's headed away by Calvert-Lewin. Back out as far as Alexander-Arnold, whose effort pops up, hits the arm of the defender, Patterson, but I think that was an inadvertent arm. They're holding to have a look at the VAR, but I thought his arm was close to his body and it popped off of his foot and hit his arm.
Well, a couple of things come out of it, Sam. One, was it intent there from Patterson? I don't think so. The other thing is, everything's going to be checked. I don't know why players go so crazy over things.
I don't think there's any chance that can be deemed. Oh, I don't know actually, because it might have come off of it.
Played on now,
but because it got deflected, I think that's why he didn't have a chance.
Well, I couldn't see who it was. Who's
Keane? I think
Keane and
his arm was out further than Patterson's. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold siding the ball through the middle of the box again too heavy. It floats behind and goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. Interesting.
If Liverpool keep playing those flat balls in, Everton will be happy. Liverpool, Ray, have to get down the outside.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Kev. Too narrow there. You've seen Mo Salah's position. He's gone infield. And the longer the game goes on like this, the more frustrated, not Everton will get, more frustrated Liverpool will get, because they're not creating the openings.
But you mentioned already that Jurgen Klopp has asked Mo Salah to hold his width on this right-hand side. Yet they haven't done that on either side, have they?
Well,
why not?
I think Mo wants to go where he can influence the game, and I want him to do that. If he goes infield, it's up to Alexander-Arnold to be the wide man over on the right-hand side, same with Tsimikas over on the left. That's game management. It's understanding positionally where you are. He's moved infield, that's left space for me. I have to move into that space to be the extra man in the wide area.
And with Trent Alexander-Arnold, there's an idea of him wandering into midfield is all well and good when you need that extra man, but when you don't, you actually need him out on the right-hand side.
And maybe get 2v1 situations where Everton playing as a back five.
Garner with the free kick just in front of the halfway line, into the box for Keane, who flicks it on. It's back by Onana towards the left, but Tsimikas away. Garner then volleys the ball, but he doesn't catch it at all well and hoiks
Does that
it
come
into
down
the
as a
stand.
shot at goal?
I think it probably does on the official statistics, but it was about as deadly as a defanged cobra.
Well, it was nowhere near the goal, that was for sure. But Everton will feel happier in this second half. Liverpool got to work it out what to do, but Everton, they seem to have a plan, don't they, Ray?
Do you know what it is, Kevin? I think it's easy to be destructive, i.e. you can sit back there rather than you have to open up defence. It's much more difficult to open up a back line that is just going to be rigid, sitting in front of the 18-yard box and say, come on, try and break us down. So patience is key here for Liverpool. They haven't got to get frustrated. Still a long time in the game to go for them to get what might only be the only goal of the game, but Everton are working extremely hard.
Ball out on the left for Luis Diaz into Gravenberg, and then back infield it goes, out to the right. Trent Alexander-Arnold takes it on. Down the right side into Mo Salah's path, comes back to Alexander-Arnold again. He whips it deep towards the far post. Again, it's too heavy. Kept in by Tsimikas. Just the Jota keeps it alive. That might have gone out of play. The referee has played on. Gravenberg takes on Doucouré, goes into the box, plays it down the left, and Diaz trying to get across his marker, gets bundled out into the advertising hoardings, and then an Everton player goes over the back of those. Onana, who disappeared behind those advertising boardings, and there's a little bit of concern about him. The Everton players have gone rushing out there to try and see if he's okay.
I think he's hit the hoardings pretty hard, hasn't he?
I think
he's gone over.
Is it Tarkovsky's gone over there to see if he's okay? It is.
Look, Pickford's laughing his head off. He must.
Well, I think initially, Kev, when you look at it, it was a little coming together between Onana and Diaz, and they're both pushing each other. And then Onana goes over the top of Diaz, straight into the hoarders. That's a painful one. And over the top.
Oof. Also, it's a sort of tight gap behind there, and he's sandwiched in between the railings and the advertising hoardings, and the stewards are going around now to try and get him out. They've just about got him back to his feet.
You need him back as well. He's a big player.
Yeah, he's a big player.
Massive. You don't want to take a risk with any injury that he might well have sustained.
I think he'll be. I mean, if anything, it'll just be like a collision with.
At least we saw.
Yeah, but he'll be all right. He's a big player for them, and Sean Dyche in his technical area knows that he needs him up fit and healthy to continue.
Everton right now are absolutely right.
Yep.
They've made the adjustments, and what they're doing, when Liverpool have the ball, they're going to 5 at the back. As soon as they gain possession, they're going 4 at the back, and Liverpool don't seem to be able to work it out.
What they've done is when they've got the ball, they've sort of shifted Mykolenko just a little bit further up the pitch, haven't they? Or if it's the other side, then Patterson will move up, and as a result of that, they're trying to give themselves the extra number. It's still 0-0, and while it's still 0-0, Sean Dyche will be happy, but he'll know all about Liverpool's late comebacks in games, and know that they are a team that like to score second half goals.
Liverpool at the moment, Sam, are getting more and more frustrated. The crowd are getting affected, the players are getting affected. We've seen it under Arnold, under no pressure. A ball he would take down 99 times out of the 100, and he puts it out for a throw into Everton.
It's been a little bit sloppy since about the first sort of 25 minutes, really, when Liverpool were getting in behind so often from those counter-attacks after Everton set pieces. Since then, they haven't really crafted opportunities that have got the pulse racing, and there have been very few shots on Jordan
Liverpool
Pickford's
in
goal.
that first half, where Liverpool getting joy was because Everton were attacking.
Yeah.
Everton are not attacking at all now.
Well, they can't,
so Liverpool
can they?
can't get in behind them. They're just that back 5, which is so difficult to break down at the moment.
76% possession, 14 shots, but only 1 on target in the entire game. Here's Salah, back to goal, inside the area, trying to turn away, and Anna manages to be there. He's trying to shoot it up towards Calvert-Lewin, cut out by Konate. Forward it goes by McAllister into Diaz, who rides one challenge, plays it down to Salah. Again, his back is to goal as he tries to turn. He's offside anyway, and Mykolenko turns the ball out on this near touchline and puts it out for a throw. And it remains 0-0. And we've nearly played an hour. You're listening to TalkSport live at Anfield. And remember, we're with Super 6. Predict 6 correct scores from this weekend's action, and you could win £250,000 without spending a penny. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. Change incoming.
Beto.
And it's going to be Beto to try and add to a bit more presence up front.
And probably he'll run in behind. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's done great up there on his own, but he's going to be absolutely knackered because it's only him.
Jota trying to get the better of Tarkowski. He's trying to hold him off and waiting for Pickford to come and get it. Eventually Pickford does come and get it, but he did hesitate just a little bit.
Great strength though, brilliant from Tarkowski. He's not the quickest over the ground, but he just got his body between him and the ball and didn't allow Jota to get in behind him. Pickford should have come out a lot earlier to come and help his teammate out on that occasion. Be interesting to be back. I've got to agree with Kev. I think Calvert-Lewin's done really well with not a lot of service. He's worked so hard for the cause out there.
Diaz trying to trick his way down the left-hand side because it's a Tsimikas who crosses the box is poor, and that's been the sort of tail of the tape really, Ray, hasn't it? When they've got into those wide areas or they've got the ball into the box, the final ball either hasn't been converted when it's been good enough, and either that or it hasn't been good enough.
And even Alexander Arnold's final ball hasn't been quite good enough. You know, he's normally on the money when he's putting balls into the box. That hasn't been the case. And with Robertson being out, you know, there's been a lot asked of Tsimikas, and he's not really quite delivered, has he, in what we've seen from him. That's not to say that they won't. You know, it's still half an hour to go. You'd think there's only 5 minutes the way everyone's reacting. There's times we've just got to slow things down.
Harvey Elliott is about to come on for Gravenberch, and Beto on for Calvert-Lewin is a confirmed substitution. It looks like Darwin Nunez is also going to come on for Liverpool, so 2 changes for the home team as well as the change for Everton, which is seeing Beto come on. Beto was interesting this week, saying that his first memories are of watching Merseyside derbies. It's amazing really, isn't it, bearing in mind that, you know, he's a Portuguese international, that he's such a big Everton fan.
Well, I don't know if he's an Everton fan, but
he says he is.
Well, listen, I'll take it, but the fact that he used to watch the Merseyside derby, as we know, the Merseyside derby is global. It really is global. It's great that he has that recollection of the old days, and maybe I was involved in that as well, Sam.
So you're just happy because you think he had a picture of you on the wall?
Well, that as well. I mean, come on.
He's not that old, mate. He was only 2 when you were playing.
Oh dear.
We've had the changes. Darwin Nunez is on, so is Harvey Elliott. Gravenberch is off, and so is Kostas Tsimikas. So it's just a little bit of a shift for Liverpool, who are going to play with sort of Luis Diaz now as almost like a left wing back on that part.
I don't feel back out there personally the way that Everton are playing. They're not going to come and attack you that often, so you can afford to play with just the 3 defenders. And if you look at Alexander Arnold, he's pushing up the right wing, so there's just Konate and Virgil van Dijk in the centre there for Liverpool.
Diaz trying to get the ball to his right foot, does that, strikes the ball high towards the Kop end. He was aiming for goal, but it was never really accurate. There's been far too many of those sort of efforts.
And it comes down to decision making the wrong decision. And from the acute angle he was at, you're never going to beat Pickford for there. You got. I would like to see Darwin Nunez though. Don't go towards the ball all the time. Stay in a central position and let the ball come into you.
Yeah.
He wants to go short and get involved in the build-up play. You don't need that today.
Jurgen Klopp celebrated 8 years in the Anfield dugout recently. Only 3 managers have taken charge of more Liverpool games. Not only has he been more successful, but he's well liked as well. Here is Luis Diaz, edge of the area, trying to get past 2 Everton challenges on the edge of the congested boxes. Alexander Arnold, Salah whips it in, hits Branthwaite, is repelled. Elliott keeps it alive. It's taken down by Van Dijk and out towards this right-hand side. He moves up towards the edge of the area, Harvey Elliott. Plays a little 1-2 with Alexander Arnold, doesn't quite come off. It's cleared away by Branthwaite and it's on the halfway line. The agent of chaos is in the middle of the penalty area. He sort of fits the Liverpool mode, doesn't he? We talked earlier about the heavy metal football which we could brand that Jurgen when he first arrived. I mean, he would be the lead singer, Darwin Nunez, that's for sure. Here is McAllister on towards the left. Szoboszlai trying to get into the middle, blocked by Michael Keane. Towards Beto. Konate with a challenge. He's already been booked.
That's
now, should he be given a second yellow card?
Well, this is the problem that
Sean Dyche is going mad. He can't believe it.
This is the problem when the referee does that in the first half. Konate's been booked. Look, he's not even. He doesn't want to know.
Well, has he stopped a promising Everton attack?
Well, the problem you've got there is the lack of consistency. You've got a lad on a yellow card. He makes a chat where he's nowhere near the ball. He looks like he's caught the player. The Everton fans are very unhappy. Sean Dyche is unhappy, and I can understand why. And it comes down to the referee and his interpretation of what he's seen.
Well, the Everton fans will be absolutely furious about this.
Yeah, they are, rightly so.
I'm fuming.
And now they're going to make a change here, and I think Joel Matip is about to come on to replace Konate. Here's Nunez at the other end, right-footed, along the floor, fingered by the goalkeeper and kept into his chest, Jordan Pickford. Let's just break this down. He was booked, Ibrahima Konate, for a challenge earlier in the game. Now, a definition of a yellow card is if you are stopping a promising attack. That's one of the many definitions of what constitutes a yellow card offence. I think he did that because he tugged back Beto as he was trying to get away from the halfway line.
That is a booking. Let's have it right. If he hadn't been booked, if he hadn't had the first booking, he would have got booked there.
So you have to ask the question, Kevin, why didn't the referee give a second yellow?
Here's Nunez at the other end, fed by